The steam choked the air like a bad habit I couldn't shake. My back pressed against the cold tile as if it could swallow me whole. That's when the door creaked open. Not with a bang, but a whisper that sliced through the roar of the shower like a knife through flesh. And there he was, Hunter, all 6'3" of him, towel slung low on his hips, green eyes locking onto mine with the force of a car crash I never saw coming. I froze, water pounding my chest like accusations I couldn't dodge. Thomas Hale, 28 and still pretending he had his shit together, standing there naked and exposed in the empty gym showers after hours. The place was a ghost town by 9 p.m. on a Tuesday in downtown Chicago. Neon Fitness, the kind of spot where Wall Street wannabes pumped iron to forget their student loans. I'd lingered on purpose, chasing that post-workout high that blurred the edges of my loneliness. But now some stranger had crashed my private ritual, and my heart jackhammered not from fear, but from the raw, unfiltered want that hit me like a sucker punch. He didn't move at first, just stood there in the doorway, steam curling around his legs like it was trying to claim him too. Broad shoulders from what looked like years of hauling ass on construction sites or maybe CrossFit, hard to tell under the dim fluorescence. His hair was cropped short, dark with a hint of wave, and those eyes. Fuck, they were the color of the lake after a storm, turbulent and pulling you under. A faint scar ran along his jaw, the kind that told stories you wanted to trace with your fingers. Or your lips. He cleared his throat, low and gravelly, like he'd swallowed gravel for breakfast. Sorry, man. Thought the place was cleared out. His voice was pure Midwest. Chicago-born and bred, vowels stretched like taffy. But there was an edge to it, a hesitation that mirrored my own panic. He shifted his weight, the towel slipping just a fraction, revealing the V of his hips dusted with dark hair. I should have grabbed my own towel, muttered something casual, played it off. Instead, I stood there, water sluicing down my body, every inch of me screaming vulnerability. It's fine, I managed, my voice cracking like a teenager's. Heat flooded my face, not from the steam. I'd always been the careful one, closeted in my corporate job at that soul-sucking ad agency on Michigan Avenue, dating apps deleted after one too many ghostings. But this was instinct, primal and unscripted. His gaze flicked down, just for a second, then back up, and in that beat, the air thickened, charged, like the moment before lightning cracks the sky. He stepped in, letting the door swing shut behind him with a soft thud that echoed like finality. Name's Hunter. Work late shifts at the site downtown. Figured I'd sneak in for a rinse before heading home. He hung his towel on a hook, casual like this was normal, and twisted the faucet on the adjacent showerhead. Water hissed to life, but he didn't step under it yet. Instead, he turned, arms crossed over his chest, muscles flexing in a way that made my throat dry despite the humidity. You always shower this late? Or is it just a full moon thing? I laughed. A short, nervous bark that surprised us both. Thomas. And yeah, guilty. Crowds aren't my scene. Crowds were fine. It was the fear of being seen that kept me orbiting the edges. I finally snatched my towel, wrapping it around my waist, but the damage was done. We'd shared that space, bare and unarmored, and something shifted. He nodded, like he got it, and stepped under his spray. Soap suds trailed down his back, catching the light, and I couldn't look away. Not without effort. We didn't talk much at first. Just the rhythm of water, the occasional grunt as he scrubbed. But then he asked about my ink. A faded anchor on my forearm. Inked during a drunken night in college when I thought tattoos made you tough. Navy brat, he guessed, glancing over. Nah, just needed an anchor once. Vague enough to dodge the truth. It was for my dad, the one who bailed when I was 12, leaving Mom and me in a one-bedroom in Wrigleyville. Hunter hummed, thoughtful, then shared his own scar story. The jaw one from a bar fight in his 20s, defending a buddy who came out to the wrong crowd. Worth it? He said simply, and the way he said it, eyes steady on mine, made my chest ache, like he saw the fractures I hid under pressed shirts and fake smiles. By the time we toweled off, the gym's night crew had locked the outer doors, trapping us in that fluorescent limbo. "Wanna grab a beer?" he asked, pulling on jeans that hugged his thighs like they were made for sin. No pressure, just an offer hanging in the steam. I hesitated, always the hesitator, then nodded. What the hell? One beer wouldn't unravel me. The dive bar down the block was called the Rusty Nail. All sticky floors and neon signs buzzing like trapped flies. We slid into a booth, drafts sweating between us. And that's when the word spilled. Hunter was 32, foreman on a high-rise build near the Loop. Divorced, no, not really, just a high school sweetheart who fizzled when he admitted he swung both ways. She was cool about it, but timing sucked. His laugh was self-deprecating, fingers drumming the table. Me? I spilled about the agency grind, the endless pitches for toothpaste that made teeth whiter than your ex's lies. Omitted the part where I hadn't kissed a guy since college, terrified of the fallout in a city that preached progress but whispered judgments. 2 beers turned to 3, laughter bridging the gaps. His knee brushed mine under the table. Accidental? Intentional? And electricity zipped up my spine. When we stepped out into the November chill, wind whipping off the lake, he pulled me into the alley for a smoke he didn't light. "This okay?" he murmured, breath warm against my ear, hand grazing my hip. I nodded, heart slamming, and then his lips were on mine. Rough at first, testing, then deepening like he'd been starving. Taste of hops and salt, his stubble scraping just right. My hands fisted his jacket, pulling him closer, the world narrowing to the heat between us. We broke apart gasping, foreheads pressed together. "Your place or mine?" he asked, voice husky. "Mine." Closer. A shoebox studio in Lincoln Park with sheets that hadn't seen action in months. The cab ride was torture, his hand on my thigh, thumb circling patterns that made me shift. Inside, clothes hit the floor in a frenzy, bodies colliding like we'd been orbiting each other for years. He was gentle where I expected fire, mapping my skin with calloused hands, whispering my name like a prayer. Thomas. Like it mattered. Like I mattered. Dawn crept in gray and unforgiving. His arms slung over my waist, breath steady against my neck. I lay there, staring at the ceiling cracks, wondering if this was the start or just another bruise I'd hide. But when he stirred, smiling lazy and real, murmuring morning sailor, something in me cracked open. Hope, maybe, or just the reckless kind of love that sneaks up on you in the steam. That week blurred into stolen moments. Coffee runs before his shifts, my texts lighting up his phone during lunch breaks. "Miss that smile already?" he'd send, with a selfie from the site, hard hat crooked, grin wide. I'd fire back a shot from my desk, tie loosened caption, "Counting hours till I untie the rest." Flirty, light. Safer than admitting how fast he was filling the hollows I'd ignored. We met for runs along the lakefront, pounding pavement under steel-gray skies, breaths sinking like our bodies had in the dark. He'd tease me about my form. "Loosen up, Thomas, life's not a boardroom." And I'd shove him, laughing, into the surf. Evenings were ours. Take-out Ty on my couch, his head in my lap as I read aloud from whatever thriller I'd grabbed, his fingers tracing lazy circles on my knee. Sex was a revelation. Slow sometimes, exploratory, like we were charting unclaimed territory. Urgent others, when the world's weight pressed too hard. But cracks showed early. A call he'd take in the other room, voice low and clipped. "Yeah, I'll handle it. Just not now." I'd pretend not to notice, stirring pasta or whatever, but doubt gnawed. Who was he hiding from? And why did it feel like I was next? Thanksgiving loomed, a week away, and he invited me to his family's spread in the suburbs. Schaumburg, all cul-de-sacs and American flags. Mom's turkey's legendary. "You'll love him. Love them." The word hung unspoken, but his eyes said it when he kissed me goodbye after a movie night, lingering like he couldn't let go. I said yes, pulse racing. Meeting the parents, straight-laced types from the sound of it, meant labels. Boyfriend. But for Hunter, with his easy confidence born from scars he'd owned, it felt possible. Until the night before the holiday when I got a text that gutted me. "Can't make it. Family stuff. Rain check. No call. Just that. I paced my apartment, wind howling outside like it mocked my solitude. Called him voicemail. Hey, everything okay? Sent. Read. No reply. By midnight, beer in hand, I scrolled his socials. Nothing. Just work pics, buddies at the site. But one story lingered. Him at a bar with a group, arms slung around a guy who looked too familiar. Friend? The jealousy twisted like a knife. Morning came brutal. Turkey smells wafting from neighbors' windows as I ate cold pizza alone. Mom called from Florida, her voice tinny. You sound off, Tommy. That boy treating you right. I lied, smooth as ever. Hung up, showered. Alone this time, steam no comfort, and headed to work. Distraction. That's what I needed. The agency buzzed with holiday prep, but my pitch fell flat. Boss pulled me aside. Hale, you good? Look like you saw a ghost. I nodded, faked a smile. But inside? Storm clouds. Evening found me back at the gym, pounding the treadmill till my lungs burned. Then the showers. Empty again. Ritual. Safe. Until the door creaked. Heart stuttered. Him? No. Just some finance bro, oblivious. I rinsed quick, dressed faster, and bolted. Home to silence. Another text. Talk to me. Dots danced. Then nothing. Sleep came fitful, dreams of green eyes turning cold. Friday he showed. Knocking at 7 p.m., six-pack in hand, face etched with exhaustion. Thomas, shit, I'm sorry. Pulled me into a hug that smelled of sawdust and regret. Over beers, the story tumbled. Sister in crisis, ex-stirring drama. Family blow-up that left him crashing on a couch. Didn't mean to ghost. Just needed space to not fuck this up. His hand found mine, thumb stroking knuckles. You. It's real. Scary real. I wanted to believe. Melted into the kiss that followed. Forgiving in the heat. But the seed of doubt? It rooted deep. Winter clamped down on Chicago like a vice. The windy city earning its name with gusts that howled through the canyons of high-rises, frosting windows and tempers alike. December brought Hunter and me into a rhythm. Cautious, intoxicating. We'd carve out pockets of time. His lunch breaks turned into hurried makeouts in his truck parked by the site. My late nights at the agency ending with him waiting curbside, headlights cutting the dark like a beacon. Missed you, he'd say every time like it was new, and damn if it didn't feel that way. Christmas Eve, he dragged me to a hole in the wall on Division Street, strings of lights twinkling over Formica tables. Tradition, he grinned, sliding a plate of pierogies my way. His grandma's recipe, or so he claimed, though they came from a freezer bag. We talked futures, tentative, him eyeing a promotion to site manager, me dreaming of ditching ads for something real, maybe writing copy for nonprofits. His foot hooked around my ankle under the table, anchoring me. Later, in my bed, tangled sheets and whispered confessions. You're the best thing that's crashed into me, Thomas. I came undone, believing. New Year's, though, that was magic laced with foreboding. We joined the crush at Grant Park, fireworks exploding overhead like God's own confetti. His arm around my waist, chin on my shoulder as the countdown hit 0. To us? He murmured, kissing me deep amid the cheers. Strangers hooped, but in that moment the world was just us. Two guys stealing joy from a city that didn't always give it easy. Back home, champagne fizzed, bodies slick and urgent, toasts turning to touches. Dawn found us wrecked and sated, his fingers laced in mine. This year's gonna be ours. January bit harder. Snow piled drifts against doors. My agency buried in a merger that had us pulling 80-hour weeks. Hunter's site hit delays. Frozen pipes, union squabbles. And he'd come over drained, collapsing on the couch with a beer and a sigh. I'd massage his shoulders, knots like steel cables under my thumbs, listening as he vented. These guys, they don't get it. Think I'm soft, 'cause I don't chase skirts. His voice dropped. But you do. You get me. I'd nod, kissing the nape of his neck, inhaling the scent of him. Sweat and pine from whatever cologne he swiped from his brother. But the ghosts lingered. That ex from the bar pick. Turned out to be Jake, old college roommate, platonic as they come. Hunter laughed it off when I confessed the jealousy, pulling me close. Only you, sailor. Swear it. Trust rebuilt, brick by brick. Valentine's, he went all out. Reservations at a rooftop spot overlooking the frozen river. Hearts doodled on the fogged windows. Candles flickered, steak rare and juicy. His eyes soft across the table. Got something, he said, sliding a box over. Inside, a silver keychain. An anchor, etched with hold fast. For your keys. Reminder. My throat tightened, echo of my tattoo, my story. I kissed him there, middle of the restaurant, not giving a damn who saw. Love you, I whispered, first time aloud. He froze, then grinned, fierce. Love you too, Thomas. More than the skyline. That night was poetry. Slow, reverent, his hands worshipping like I was art. Afterward, curled against him, city lights painting stripes on the walls, I felt invincible. Human. Seen. But February's thaw brought rot. A late-night call woke me, Hunter's phone buzzing on the nightstand. He snatched it, mumbling work, and slipped into the bathroom. Door clicked shut. I lay there, sheets cooling, ears straining for words. Dot can't keep doing this. Yeah, I know. Thomas doesn't. My blood iced. Who? What? He emerged, sheepish. Union bullshit. Go back to sleep. Kissed my forehead. Slid in beside me. But sleep evaded, questions festering like untreated wounds. Days blurred. He pulled away, subtle at first. Texts slower, excuses piling. Overtime, family dinners. I'd push, gentle. Everything good? He'd affirm, squeeze my hand. Just tired, babe. But the distance grew, a chasm widening underfoot. Mid-March, the hammer fell. I finished early. Swung by the site with takeout, surprised to bridge the gap. Truck idled outside the chain-link fence. But he wasn't in it. Wandered in, hard hat borrowed from security, navigating scaffolds and tarps. Voices drifted from a trailer, low, intimate. His pushed the door. Froze. Hunter, shirtless, pressed against the desk. Lips locked with a guy. Tall, blonde, crew cut like a Marine. Jake? No. Worse. A subcontractor, from the looks, name tag glinting. Ryan. Hands everywhere. Groans muffled but unmistakable. Time fractured. The takeout bag slipped, hitting the floor with a wet thud. They sprang apart, Hunter's face draining white. Thomas, fuck, wait. I bolted. Didn't wait. Feet pounding gravel. Lungs burning. Tears blurring the dusk. His calls chased me, voicemail after voicemail. It wasn't. Shit. Let me explain. Deleted. All of them. Home was a cage. Curled on the couch. Replaying it. The way Ryan's fingers dug into his hips. Hunter's head tipping back in abandon. Betrayal sharp as glass. We'd built this fragile, beautiful, and he'd torched it for a quick fuck? Rage warred with grief. Sobs racking me till dawn. Morning brought numbness. Called in sick. Stared at the anchor keychain mocking from the counter. Hold fast. Bullshit. Packed a bag. Essentials. Nothing of us. And crashed at my buddy Mark's in Logan Square. What happened? He asked, handing whiskey. I spilled, voice cracking. He hugged me, fierce. His loss, man. You're gold. Days bled. No contact. Jim avoided neon fitness, a minefield of memories. Work autopilot. Pitches polished. Smiles plastic. But nights? Nights were hell, dreams of green eyes. Phantom touches. A week in, he showed at Mark's door. Battered. Lips split. I purpling like he'd taken a swing at himself in the mirror. Please, Thomas. 5 minutes. Mark glared but stepped aside. Kitchen, tension thick as fog. It was stupid. Ryan's been pushing, old hookup from before us. I was pissed, drunk after a blowout with the crew. One kiss. I stopped it. Swear. His voice broke, hands reaching, then dropping. I love you. Only you. It's killing me. I wanted to hit him. Hug him. Both. Why? We had everything. Tears hot. He stepped closer. Scent of him undoing me. Scared. Of how much. Thought I didn't deserve it. Good guy like you with my baggage. Paused, eyes pleading. Forgive me? Or at least, hear me out. I walked. Not forever, just space. Need time, Hunter. Door shut behind me, his sob echoing. Spring teased green shoots along the magnificent mile, but my world stayed barren. Therapy started, reluctant sessions with Dr. Lena, a no-nonsense dyke with a laugh like gravel. Betrayal's a thief, Thomas. Steals trust, but not your worth. Homework, journal the good, the rage. I did, pages filling with his laugh, his lies. April, agency merger finalized, promotion dangled but hollow. Hunter's texts trickled. Thinking of you. Sights a zoo without your takeout. Saw an anchor today. Smiled. Ignored at first, then replies short, neutral. Busy. Walls up, rebuilding. Mayday, irony struck. Work gala at the Art Institute, black tie, schmoozing donors. I scrubbed up, tie straight, armor on. Mingled. Laughed at bland jokes, until a familiar baritone cut through. Thomas Hale? Looking sharp. Hunter. Tucked somehow, broad frame filling it out. Eyes shadowed but hopeful. Client thing. Didn't know you'd be here. Liar, his smile said otherwise. We talked shop. His company's bid on the Pavilion Reno. Polite, distant. But under the chandeliers, as jazz swelled, his hand brushed mine. Dance? One song. Slow, bodies close but not touching. Miss this, he whispered. Miss you. Heart stuttered, but I pulled back. Not yet. Smile said. Fair. But I'm not giving up. That night, alone in silk sheets, I broke. Called him. Come over. Door flew open, him tumbling in like a storm. Apologies first, raw on his knees. Never again. You're it. Then kisses, desperate, mending fractures. We made love like penance, tender, tears mingling. I forgive you, I gasped, meaning it. But don't make me regret it. Summer simmered in, heat waves warping the air. We rebuilt. Therapy for him too, couple sessions where we unpacked the whys. His fear of abandonment, my walls from Dad's ghost. Vacations planned. Road trip to the Smokies, cabins and campfires. Laughter returned. Deeper now, tempered by fire. But August brought shadows. A letter arrived, innocuous envelope, his name scrawled. He paled reading it, crumpling it tight. Nothing, when I asked. Lie hung heavy. Days later, arguments sparked. Over nothing, everything. You're pulling away again, I'd accuse. Just stressed, he'd deflect. Climax brewed on Labor Day weekend. Barbecue at his folks' second chance. Laughter flowed. His mom hugging me like family. Dad clapping my back with a gruff, good man for my boy. Pride swelled. But as dusk fell, Hunter vanished, phone dead. Searched the yard, panic rising. Found him by the garage, pacing, yelling into his phone. Told you it's over. Leave us alone. Hung up, saw me. Deflated. Ryan. My stomach dropped. He's been harassing since that day. Threats, pics, blackmail shit. Says he'll out me to the crew if I don't. Trailed off, horror dawning. What? He confessed, broken. The one kiss was more. A relapse, 2 months back, when doubt peaked. Ryan clung, twisted it into leverage. I ended it, but he's unhinged. Rage blinded. You lied. Again. Stormed out, tires screeching into night. His calls desperate. Please, I was protecting us. Alone in the city, lights blurring, I shattered. Betrayal layered, trust ash. But love? Stubborn root, refusing to die. September unfurled like a bad hangover. Crisp air mocking the rot inside me. I crashed with Mark again, his couch a familiar exile. Dump his ass for good, he urged over takeout. But my heart rebelled, whispering what if. Hunter's texts bombarded. I fucked up. But I need you. Police report filed, Ryan's done. Proof followed, screenshot of the complaint, his number blocked. Progress? Or damage control? Work consumed me. Promotion locked. Leading a team on a campaign for a queer youth hotline. Irony stung. pitching hope while mine crumbled. Late nights bled into dawn, coffee my lifeline. Hunter cornered me at the gym. Yes, I returned, reclaiming my space. Cornered in the weights, sweat slick, his plea raw. One coffee, no strings. I relented. Starbucks on Clark, neutral ground. He looked wrecked, gaunt, eyes hollowed. Therapy's kicking my ass. Learning I run when it gets real. Paused, voice cracking. Don't run from me. I didn't promise, but listened as he unpacked. Childhood taunts for being soft. The ex who weaponized his bisexuality. Ryan's manipulation preying on old wounds. You make me want better. Fight for it. His hand hovered, waiting. I took it brief, slow, honest, or nothing. Reentry was glacial. Walks along the lake, no touching, just words. He shared dreams. Buying a fixer-upper in Pilsen. Adopting a mutt. Building a life unapologetic. I confessed fears. Coming out at work, the agency suits who smiled but side-eyed. You're brave, Thomas. Braver than me. His admiration. Bomb. October painted the city gold. Leaves crunching underfoot as we tested waters. First real date post-storm. Haunted house crawl in Wicker Park. Screams and jumps turning to laughter. His arm finally around me in the dark. This okay? Always asking, earning trust back drop by drop. Home we held back, no sex, just closeness. His head on my chest, heartbeat sinking. Thank you, he murmured. For what? Staying. Trying. Halloween party at Mark's. Costumed chaos. Hunter as a lumberjack. Ironic. Me a pirate nodding to my ink. He fits seamless. Charming Mark's crowd with sight stories. Pulling me aside for stolen kisses amid fog machines. Proud of you, he whispered, thumb tracing my jaw. Pride swelled, fragile but real. November elections loomed, tension electric. Hunter's crew divided. Mega hats clashing with progressives, and he'd vent over dinners. Feels like the country's fracturing. Like us. We debate, passionate but kind, bridging divides. One night, post-argument on policy, he pulled me close. Doesn't matter. You're my north. Sex followed, tentative, then fierce, reclaiming bodies as home. But December whispered warnings. Holiday invite again, his family, mine via Zoom from Florida. Mom adored him. That boy's got heart, Tommy. His folks too. Dad pulling me aside. Hunter's been lost before. You ground him. Weight settled. Responsibility and joy intertwined. Christmas, we hosted tiny tree in my studio. Lights twinkling on takeout prime rib. Gifts exchanged, he gave a leather-bound journal, for your stories. I gave a custom hard hat, Hunter Hale etched inside. Cheeky, hopeful. Laughter echoed, his hand in mine under the tree. Forever? He asked, eyes searching. Starting now, I replied. New year dawned optimistic. Resolutions, his vulnerability, mine voice, pitching a coming-out series at work. Agency buzzed approval, first meeting set. Hunter beamed at the news, toasting with cheap bubbly. To breaking ceilings. January's cold snap tested us. Blizzard trapped us inside 3 days, board games, bad movies, bodies warming the chill. Confessions deepened. His bisexuality doubts, my asexuality flickers in stress. We're enough, he affirmed, kissing scars both seen and unseen. February, Ryan's ghost resurfaced. Court date, harassment charges. Hunter testified, voice steady. He preyed on my fears, but I won't hide anymore. I sat front row, hand squeezing his after. Verdict, restraining order, probation. Victory tasted bittersweet, justice, but scars lingered. Spring equinox brought bloom. Road trip south. Blue Ridge Parkway, winding roads and wildflowers. Cabins with fireplaces. Hikes ending in overlooks where he dropped to one knee. Not proposal. Just, I choose you, every day. Tears pricked. I pulled him up, kissing the promise. Summer sizzled, Pride Month electric. We marched, rainbows on our sleeves, his hand high in mine. Chants thundered. Love is love. At the parade's end, stage kiss amid cheers, unscripted and free. Out and proud. He grinned. face paint smeared. But July's heat wave brewed storm. Agency project tanked. Client bailed. Blame shifting my way. Demotion loomed. Confidence cracked. Hunter held me through it. Not your fault. We'll pivot. Job hunt started, his network opening doors. Freelance gigs at a creative co-op downtown. August, his promotion hit site manager, overseeing the Loop Tower. Celebration dinner. Steakhouse, toasts clinking. But his phone buzzed mid-meal, unknown number. He silenced it, but unease flickered. Spam, he said. I nodded, but remembered crumpled letters. September marked a year since the shower. Anniversary quiet, meaningful. Gym revisit. Same stall, steam rising as we showered side by side, hands exploring like first time. Changed everything, he murmured, water masking tears. For the better, I echoed. October's chill deepened cracks. Arguments escalated over money, his raise, my freelance flux. Time, his longer hours. One night, words flew. You're shutting down again, I yelled. And you're doubting me, he shot back. Door slammed. He left. Reconciliation came dawn. Him on the stoop, coffee and apology. Can't lose you. We vowed communication. Weekly check-ins, no assumptions. November elections passed turbulent, results dividing streets. But not us. We voted together, hands linked in the booth. Post-election, protests flared. Hunter joined a rally, me filming for a doc pitch. Unity in chaos. December, family fused. His folks visited. Mom flew up. Dinner chaotic, stories swapped. Laughter healing old wounds. Dad's absence echoed, but Hunter filled it, toasting to chosen families. New Year again, rooftop party, city sprawled below. Fireworks burst as he pulled me close. Marry me, breath caught. Ring simple, silver band with anchor etch. Yes, I choked, world exploding in color. Wedding planning bloomed. Spring ceremony, lakeside. Invites sent, vows drafted. Joy pure, untainted. But March equinox again. Darkness descended. Hunter collapsed at work. Chest pains. Rushed to ER. Tests blurred. Stress? Heart? Scans revealed tumor, benign? Malignant? Waiting game, nights in sterile halls, his hand weak in mine. April showers brought tears. Biopsy. Cancerous, early stage. Treatment loomed, chemo, surgery. We'll fight, I promised, but fear gnawed. Losing him? May he started rounds, balding head, my beanie on him like a crown. Work paused. I freelanced from home, nursing him through nausea. Love you, he'd rasp, green eyes dim but defiant. June pride. We watched from balcony, rainbow flags waving. Still proud, he whispered. I held him tighter. July heat, treatments peaked, hair gone, weight shed. But scans showed shrinkage. Hope flickered. August, remission declared. Weak high five, tears streaming. We did it. Fall deep in bonds. Recovery slow, walks short but steady. Vows renewed lakeside. Small circle. Family. Mark. In sickness, health. We echoed, rings exchanged. Winter wrapped us gentle. First anniversary. Shower recreation, careful, loving. Everything changed, he said. For us. The year post-remission unfolded like a hesitant exhale. Chicago's seasons cycling with a rhythm that mirrored our cautious optimism. January's snow muffled the world, but inside our new Pilsen row house, that fixer-upper he dreamed of, walls painted sage by our hands, warmth bloomed. Hunter's strength returned in waves. Morning jogs tentative, then triumphant. His laughter echoing off exposed brick as he'd scoop me up mid-run, spinning me till dizzy. Catch me if you can, sailor. I'd feign protest, but melt into the kiss that followed, snowflakes catching in his regrown curls. Freelance life suited me, copy for queer advocacy groups, words finally serving purpose over profit. Agency days faded like old ink. The co-op became home base, collaborative chaos fueling pitches. Hunter's site wrapped the tower, ribbon cutting with mayor's speech, his name on the plaque. We celebrated rooftop, city lights winking approval. To empires, he toasted, arm around me. But his eyes held shadows, checkup scheduled, vigilance eternal. February's chill brought introspection. Therapy continued, solo and joint. Unpacking cancer's ghost, how it amplified fractures. I was scared you'd leave, he admitted one session, voice small. Dr. Lena nodded. And you? To me. Scared I'd break without him. Vulnerability bared, we rebuilt stronger. Date nights mandatory, no phones, just us. Valentine's. He recreated our first. Dive pierogies. Then home for slow love under candlelight. Eternal, he murmured, tracing my anchor. I believed it, body and soul. March Madness, bracket parties with his crew. Bets lost in laughter. Ryan's shadow? Faded, probation ended clean, a closed chapter. But new tensions simmered. His bisexuality queries resurfaced, post-illness clarity sharpening edges. Ever wonder if I'm enough? He'd ask, post-argument over a flirty bar glance. I'd reassure, you're everything, but doubt seeded mine his. April showers coaxed tulips in our postage stamp yard. We gardened, dirt under nails, planning expansions. Adoption papers started, mutt named Scout waiting at the shelter. Family, he said, hand on my belly like a promise. May pride planning amped, I volunteered for the float, Hunter building the frame at work. Marching again, sweat and glitter. His grip fierce amid the throng. Our fight, he yelled over chants. Post-parade, rooftop with friends, toasts to resilience. June's humidity clung like regret. Checkup clear, remission held. Relief party. Bonfire in the yard, esmores and stories. Mark cornered me. He's solid now? I nodded but hesitated. Recent silences. His stares into middle distance. Phone checks obsessive. July 4th, fireworks over the lake, but domestic sparks flew. He snapped over dinner. Burnt burgers my fault? Just tired. I pushed. Of what? Us. Silence stretched. Bed that night separate, his back a wall. Reconciliation morning. Coffee on the porch, apologies soft. Cancer changed me, fears amplified. Don't want to drag you down. I cupped his face. We lift. Together. August heat peaked with a trip. Smokies again. Anniversary echo. Hikes harder for him but views sweeter. Cabin nights. Stars through skylights. Bodies reconnecting. Marry me proper? He joked, ring glinting. We laughed, but planned the vow renewal. September equinox, year since diagnosis. Ceremony lakeside. Officiant a queer elder, vows raw. Through storms, I said. And steam, he quipped, crowd chuckling. Rings reaffirmed. Cake smashed in faces. Joy unbridled. October's foliage turned fiery. Harvest fest in the suburbs, his family's tradition. Mom grilled him on grandkids, adoption teas. Dad pulled me aside. He's whole cause of you. Weight settled, mantle accepted. November elections loomed again. Tensions national, personal. Hunter volunteered for voter drives. Passion reignited. I join, canvassing Wrigleyville, his energy magnetic. Post-vote, results bitter but unifying. We endure, he said, election night in my arms. December holidays fused fuller. Joint tree trimming, his ornaments clinking with Mom's flown-up baubles. Christmas morning, Scout underfoot. Adopted surprise, tail wagging chaos. Our boy, Hunter grinned. Puppy licks interrupting kisses. New Year, co-op party. My pitch landed big. Doc series on queer cancer survivors. Hunter's story anchor. Toasts rang. To tales told true. Winter deepened, but so did roots. February, Scout's antics bridged gaps. Chewed shoes forgiven in fetch games. Hunter's energy surged. Gym routines doubled, pulling me into circuits. Spot me? He'd ask, weights clanging, sweat our language. But March brought murmurs. A work buddy, Carlos, site engineer, easy charm, hung closer. Group hangs turned duo lunches. Hunter dismissed. Just bro stuff. Jealousy flickered, old embers. Trust? I reminded myself, but watched. April, tulips again. Gardening unearthed letter in dirt. Faded, Ryan's scrawl. You think it's over? Heart stopped. Confronted. Found this. He paled. Hid it. Didn't want to worry. More? Probes yielded. Carlos? Flirtations post-remission. Harmless release. No sex, he swore, but emotional drift. Felt. Alive again. But I stopped. Choose you. Betrayal's echo layered. Insidious. Lies erode. I said, voice steel. Ultimatum. Full transparency or end. He agreed, therapy ramped. May pride float success, hunters build. My script, stories shared. Marching hand in hand, but strain showed in tight smiles. June, checkup shadow, spot on scan. Biopsy wait, agony. If it's back. He trailed. I held. Will face. Clear. Benign cyst. Relief wept out in hospital hall, bodies clinging. July, renewal of trust. Couples retreat in Wisconsin, woods and workshops, vulnerability bared. No more hiding, he vowed. I believed, scars fading. August, Scout's first birthday party absurd. Dog cake devoured. Laughter healed, normalcy anchor. September, equinox hike, proposal site revisited. Still yes? He asked. Always. October, harvest with twists. Carlos transferred sites, boundary set. Hunter grieved the friendship, but grew. November, elections passed, weary but woven tighter. Voter drive tails over cider. Your voice matters, he'd say, eyes on me. December, holidays heartfelt. Scout stocking, tree lights on vows. Christmas, gift exchange, his custom anchor necklace. Mine, deed addendum, house hours joint. New Year, dawn run, lake frozen, breaths clouds. To unbreaking, he toasted mid-stride. Spring cycled hope. March, co-op expanded. My series greenlit, filming starts. Hunter directed cameos, pride paternal. April, garden thrived, tulips triumphant. Letters burned, past ash. May, pride pinnacle, float award, speech shared. Love's labor, we chorused. June, summer solstice bonfire, scout chasing sparks, us entwined. Eternal steam, he whispered. But July's heat wave hid heat. Anonymous email, Hunter screenshot, Carlos arm around at bar. Know your man's secrets. Panic surged. Confronted, he broke. One drink, emotional slip, no more. Weak moment. Hate myself. Trust teetered. Enough, I said. Space weak apart at marks. Reflection. Love's not blind, but chooses sight. He wooed back. Daily notes, therapy proof, scouts pleading eyes. Reunion tearful. Fight for us? Yes. August, Smokey's escape, hikes healing, cabins confessions. No more slips. September, equinox ceremony. Friends, family, vows fierce. Through every season. October, foliage framed normalcy, fests, football Sundays, scouts zoom eyes. November, post-election peace. Drives for change, hands linked. December, holidays hallowed. First as husbands. Rings polished. Winter wrapped resilient. Year turned, steam's memory sacred shower that started it all. Now daily ritual bodies home. The second post-cancer year settled like well-worn leather. Supple, marked by use, but enduring. January's gales battered the row house, but inside, routines rooted deep. Morning coffee shared over headlines. Hunter's foreman stories mingling with my script drafts. Scout bounded between us, a furry mediator, his wagging tail sweeping doubts under rugs. Promotion at the co-op locked senior writer, leading the doc team. Hunter's tower earned awards. Gala night, his tux arm in arm with mine. Toasts to power couples drawing grins. But whispers persisted. His late calls, crew debriefs. Voice edged with fatigue I couldn't place. February's frost-etched windows. Valentine's echoed firsts, but layered. Pierogies followed by home-cooked surf and turf. His surf to my turf. Balanced, he joked, forking lobster. Bed later, slow and sure, his whispers mapping futures. Kids? Via adoption, yeah? Heart swelled, visions of little ones, mixed chaos with Scout. March brackets broke us laughing, bets on upsets, losses paid in back rubs. Therapy tapered, but check-ins held. Fears today? None. You? All good. Facade? Or truth? April rains nourished. Garden burst. Tulips a riot. Unearthed no relics. Past buried deep. But Carlos's ghost lingered. A mutual friend's offhand. Heard he's engaged, wild. After Hunter. Casual but knife twist. Hunter shrugged. Ancient history. I nodded but journaled the pang. May Pride Prep peaked. Float Evolution interactive survivor booths. Hunter welded steel hearts. I scripted testimonies. Marching, sweat-soaked, his shout over drums. We're unbreakable. Postfest, balcony beers, city humming below. Proud, he said, kissing salt from my neck. June solstice, bonfire redux. Friends circled, Esmore sticky, stories swapped. Scout dozed at our feet. Hunter's head on my shoulder, firelight gilding his scars. This life's the dream, he murmured. I believed. Fireflies winking assent. July's swelter sparked simmer. Barbecue invite from his crew. Carlos absent but aura thick. Laughter flowed, but Hunter tensed at a toast. To the old days. His grip on my knee tightened. Home. Probe. Okay. Yeah. Just reminders. Vulnerability cracked open. Carlos had confessed feelings pre-transfer. Rejected but lingering. Handled it. But echoes suck. Reassurance flowed, hugs, talks till dawn. Echoes fade. I said, we're solid. August escape. Smokies, third pilgrimage. Trails tougher, his endurance building but vistas vast. Cabin confessions. Adoption agency packet signed. Home study pending. Dads. He tested, grin boyish. Tears pricked. Joy crested. September equinox, renewal intimate. Lakeside at dawn. Just us and officiant. Vows whispered. In every light, every shadow. Rings kissed, water lapping benediction. Breakfast after. Diner pancakes. Syrup sweet as promise. October's blaze cooled to amber. Harvest with family, hayrides and pies. His mom confided. He lights up with you. Dad nodded. Steady hand. Weight lightened. Legacy felt. November's gray. Elections echo. Drives quieter, but purposeful. Canvassing together, clipboards in hand, his passion mirroring mine. Results divided, but dinner consoled. Change starts home. Over cider, plans hatched, donate to youth funds. December's hush, holidays holy. Tree trimmed tandem. Scout's paw prints in ornaments. Mom's visit. Stories of my anchor's origin, Hunter listening rapt. Strong roots, he said later, necklace glinting. New Year's, co-op bash, series trailer dropped, cheers erupted. Hunter's cameo, raw, real, drew tears. Your words, he toasted me. Midnight kiss, confetti falling like stars. Winter waned gentle. February, adoption match. Boy, 5, named Eli, foster shuffle ended. Home visit nerves. Hunter paced. Scout sensed. We'll rock this, he affirmed. Eli's first night. Bunk bed assembled. Stories read. His small hand in ours. Daddies, he tested shy. Hearts melted. March, Eli bloomed, school enrolled. Routines woven. Hunter's dad jokes landed. My bedtime tales enchanted. But strains showed. Eli's nightmares, echoes of loss. Nights up, consoling, Hunter's whisper. We're his anchors now. April, garden with tiny hands, tulips planted, mud-caked giggles. Agency past, forgiven in freelance freedom. May, pride family style. Float with Eli waving, rainbow face paint. Love wins, he parroted, crowd roaring. June, solstice family fire, Esmores for 3, Scout forth. Eli's head on Hunter's lap, my hand in his. Full circle, he said. July heat, park days, picnics, swings. Carlo sighting. Park bench, family of his own. Nod exchanged. Past waved by. August Smokies with Eli, easy trails, wonder wide in his eyes. Cabin tales. And they lived happily. September, Equinox family vow. Eli ringbearer, tiny suit starched. Forever family. October, harvest hall, Eli's pumpkin carved pirate. Laughter loud, home alive. November, election eve stories. Eli's questions. Why fight? For you, Hunter said. December, holidays expanded. Eli's first Santa. Gifts wrapped wonder. Tree lights on four faces, us, scout. New year, dawn family run. Eli on shoulders, breath synced. To endless tomorrows. Years layered like city strata, challenges crested, but love's bedrock held. Eli grew. Questions deepened. How'd you meet? Shower story sanitized. Steam the magic. Hunter's eyes met mine. Fate walked in. Cancer's annual clear. Eli's adoptions finalized. Co-op series Emmy's nod. Our story screened. Tears collective. Pride after pride. March to March Eli's sign. Love is family. Hunter's arm around us. Green eyes steady. Winters warmed by hearths. Summers cooled by lake dips. Arguments, fewer, fiercer resolved. Betrayals, forged to fidelity. One November dusk, Jim revisit Eli at Sitters, us stealing time. Steam rose, door creaked, memories echo. His hand found mine under spray. Everything changed. Kiss deepened, water washing years. For the better, I echoed, hearts synced eternal. Humanistic close. Love's not flawless. Betrayals scar. Illnesses humble. Doubts divide. But in choosing daily, forgiveness, fight, family, we craft grace. Thomas and Hunter, Eli's daddies, Scouts pack. Ordinary miracles in Chicago's relentless pulse. Anchor held fast, steam's whisper enduring. You are enough.